evening. Welcome to Sissy's Cards and Crafts. I'm Sissy. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ontario, Canada. Tonight I thought I would do a quick card showing our Little Bit Festive set that they have out. So it's a very quick card. Because we have designer series paper. I just took it out of the packaging. We have designer series paper and ephemera packs or punch outs, and some of them they're very delicate here as far as the punch outs concerned. So I just thought I would give you a quick show. I've already taken one out that I've got set for the card, but we've got some card fronts or bases if we want, and like this one here, even all of this punches out around the lights. So this set is really good if you don't have a lot of stamping supplies. Then you can do this without having to get a whole lot of supplies. You just basically need some glue. So we have some designer series paper, and again, our designer series paper is two-sided. It's not quite as thick as what the cardstock is, but it's really nice paper. So these are the ephemera packs or the punch outs. Basically, there's all sorts, and as you can see, like I said, it's kind of a very delicate punch out, which is nice because it's not apt to tear or cause some issues. And we have, they've fit in as many as they could. So we have one inside a wreath here. So there's many wreaths. There's these baubles. There's a nice big, like, look at that big one. That's almost a card front in itself. If we have a card, like, just to put that on there, look how amazing that is. And there is the gold foiling in them as well, so it's really nice. This little sleigh, a red truck, right? Everybody loves the red trucks. So nice. So there's just oodles and oodles of them here. Some smaller ones like these little presents, stockings, these stars. Now some have the bleed on them where it comes right to the edge. So this is all gold, right? Then there's some that have the white around. So just be aware of that when, and I'll point that out a little bit when you are punching it out. So see, they're just very delicate. I'm going to end up punching all of these out and just putting them in an envelope, I think. And then we have two more sheets of designer series paper. So only one sheet of each, double-sided. So it's really only 3 sheets, but it gives you a lot of choice. And you're not going to use that as your card base. You should probably have some cardstock to do that. Then there's also this Joyful Sayings Ephemera Pack, and this is the sayings. So instead of having to worry even about stamping your sentiments, there's this pack as well. In Canada, these are both around $14, just under $14, $13.95, I think. The Little Bit Festive is actually not in stock right now. So right now is October 21st. So they'll be in the 1st of November. I think November 4th is what the website's saying. So these are in stock, however, and you've got all sorts of sayings. There's 2 sheets of each saying. Not each saying, but each set. So there's all of these ones. And like I said, there's some with a bleed. So that whole punch out is red. This has got that marbling color, and then there's others that are going to be white. So again, I'll point that out in a little bit, what I was talking about there. So this is the one that popped out of there. But just gorgeous, the gold foiling on them. And then these ones are just incredible. These are all gold foiling. So that is just all the gold. They've already kind of punched out the middle parts here. So reduce the risk of you ripping them. Just beautiful. If you were trying to do that on your own, it would take a lot of different dies and a lot of work. And so they're right here for you. I'm actually going to leave that one in there. So again, 2 of each. And then we have these ones here. So even something like this, just again to have on the front of a card, maybe with a little bit of designer series paper behind there, or tone on tone stamping if you had a background stamp or something you wanted to do. Lots of different ideas and lots of different sayings. So quick way to do tags, cards, whatever. So I thought tonight I'd show you how quick it is. So what I've done is I have my Night of Navy card base here, which if really we've taken an 8.5 by 11 sheet, I've cut it in half at 5.5 along the long side, that 11-inch side, and then I scored it down the middle. So that gives us that A2 size card, and use the bone folder to give it a good scoring there to crease there rather to let it set. Then I've taken some of the gold foil paper, and we're just going to lay that on there, or it's going to be a matting on there rather. I'm not going to glue it down yet because I think I'm actually going to put these two together and then I'm going to bump that up. So what I've done here is I punched out one of those card fronts, and I just love the simplicity. I just love this sort of design. And so what I've also done here, there is the gold on here, and these little dots are gold. But then I've taken our Wink of Stella, which is this little pen with just a little bit of a shimmer in it. And I've gone around and I have colored in all of these balls except for this one. I thought I would wait till I was on camera to do that, but it's just as simple as that, giving it a little bit of quote unquote coloring. But what it does is it just gives a nice little shimmer, and I'm sorry that you can't quite see that. You can see where I've done the wet, but it really adds just a nice faint shimmer there, which is really, really quite sweet. So as that dries, I'm also going to show that I've got this Holiday Wishes from the Ephemera Pack. And I think I'm just going to put it down here on some dimensionals. Just trying to, the one thing I didn't pull out before I went on camera was the dimensionals. So I apologize. I'll just grab another package here. But this is what I was meaning by that bleed. So if I had one that didn't have the bleed on it, and if you make stickers, do anything like that, you might understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. Sorry for the noise here. I've just got the plastic of my dimensionals. So this is our Stampin' dimensionals. They come in adhesive sheets. There's 300 to a pack, so I'm just opening these up. Really 100 to a sheet here. So if I show you again, this is where this came out. See how there's blue around the edge? So when I popped this out, that's all blue. We see it here with this lighter teal color, red, green. All those ones are awesome. And this is the bleed. So the color expands beyond the perforation. If I was to use, let's say this one here, that is white. So it doesn't have any sort of color to it. There is some that has the color like we saw on the other stamps. And there's a white edging around. Well, look, it's kind of unfortunate. That's white. This is like an off-white ivory color. So I really didn't like that. And that's where I wanted one that had full color on there. So I'm just a little thing to look at when you're considering, you want to make sure everything just looks so nice together and blends so nice. All right, so what I said is I'm going to pop this up, and using these dimensionals is the key here. So I'm going to put them on the back. Now, I don't know if anybody is like me, where, you go in, you buy your box of cards, or you make a bunch of cards, and you're always going to end up finding, oh, shoot, I'm missing a card, or I wish I had a card for somebody. Maybe you did all your cards for the season, and then you're invited to somebody's house that you never thought of, maybe your boss's or your spouse's boss invites you over, and you didn't get a card for, or you want a card for your for the dinner, any of those things, then you might want to grab a card. This is a great kit to put one-of-a-kind card together. So what I have here is a bow, and I've made this out of ribbon. It has been discontinued, but it's Stampin' Up! Ribbon I've had. It's just a nice little thin ribbon with that gold that I thought just accents quite nicely. And what I've used to adhere that is these mini glue dots. So they're very sticky. They come on this little box, or on these sheets in this little box, and that's just going to stick right to that. So it just adheres really, really well. Okay, so I've got that stuck. That's on there. I've got some shimmer there. I'm just going to take my glue, and this Tombow glue is super amazing glue. There's so many. I've learned so much about glue in the last few years since I've started doing all this paper crafting. I did think for a long time glue was glue, but that's not necessarily the case. So I'm just going to, you have to be careful with the gold foil that you don't get glue everywhere, because it's hard it will show up, and it's hard to kind of get rid of. But you can see how that just takes that one sheet and just makes it look so much fancier, right? Like, it's just that gold is amazing. It picks up the gold dots here, gold in that ribbon. Just awesome. So now I'm going to just flip this over. I'm going to stick some of these dimensionals on the back here. And we're going to just probably going to put 3 down the long ends and 1 in the middle. Well, I don't know if I actually need 1 in the middle or not, but I'm definitely going to put 3 on these sides here, because it just will help hold that up. And then I'm going to pop these off. I don't know. Feel free to comment if you struggle with these sorts of things, peeling these off like I've shown in other videos. This Take Your Pick tool is very helpful for that. Okay, so I took my Night of Navy cardstock, like I said. I've creased it, scored it, all that jazz. And I'm going to just adhere this. Now, center it on and stick it down. I was between green and blue, and I had the green out. I was going to go green for my card base, and then I saw this Holiday Wishes, and I just thought that looked so nice. You can see there is blue balls there, or dots there in the card, so I just thought that pulled that out quite nicely. So there we go. Use that card to kind of cover those light spots. I apologize for that. So then I took just a piece of cardstock, and I've gone 4 1/4 by 3 or 2 3/4. And I have used an old stamp Christmas stamp that I had, and I put a sentiment on there. This was out of that ephemera pack there. It was a little gold star. I threw that on there. Sorry, the back, first one didn't work, so flip it over and try again, right? There's always 2 sides to the paper, so that works well, but you can see my stamping just didn't quite make the ticket. I used a technique there, because the stamp was one long one. It said Making Spirits Bright, and I was able to separate it. So a technique I'll share sometime. But there we go. Quick Christmas card for somebody special with all of this lovely Little Bit Festive set. So all of these pieces and the Joyful Sayings Ephemera Pack. So this one is still available, but this other one is not available at the moment, but will be returning November 4th. So in a week, just over a week, that's something that will be back. And there's all of these gorgeous pieces, like even a nice snowy scene. You can layer, you can do so much with this. So have a look. Check out my online shopping link. I'll link it in the post, or in the comments rather, and join me for more Christmas card making. We're going to be doing some more Christmas cards, and we will also be doing some more or some Christmas tags as well. So thank you for joining. Like and subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and I appreciate it. Take care. Have a good evening.